Alright, welcome back to the Supercoach Enough channel. In this video we're going to preview round 15 of the 2025 NRL Fantasy season. So big bye week this week. We've only got 10 teams playing, which means lots of trades. The who's hot, who's not list is going nuts. So if we have a look, the top two trade-ins this week, Kalamatangi, Toby Couchman, very similar profile in that they're middle edge forwards. They're probably both keepers. Kalamatangi probably has the better role at the moment, so I think the order's correct, but you could definitely bring both of these guys in and hold for the rest of the year. Tom Trbojevic at number 3 is an interesting one. I'm not sure what his price point is. We'll see how quickly it loads. At 400k, I mean, that is a pretty tempting proposition, having him in the wing fullback spot. The break even of 45, you can potentially sit a week, have a look how he does go back from injury, and then jump on in round 17 for not much more than that. So yeah, it depends. If you need a wing fullback this week, he is the number one target because of the price point. But yeah, I personally don't really need one. Scott Drinkwater. So I guess if you're looking for an elite keeper option, that's a bit less risky than Tommy Turbo's. Drinkwater has a bit more base built in because of his kicking game and that sort of thing. Again, I don't need a wing fullback, but I can definitely see the appeal of bringing him in. Tallis Duncan's an interesting one. Hasn't even really come up on my radar. That's Pasifiki Tonga. Just clear out some of the... Oh no, what's happened there? Where are we? There we go. We'll try again with Tallis Duncan. I must have accidentally double-clicked. So 456k with a break-even of 19. So there is a bit of value there based on those numbers. And actually it's been pretty good since moving to the second row spot. So a bit in line with Kalamatangi. Maybe it's just, snuck under the radar a bit, but those are sneaky good stats. I don't hate it, particularly, if you need a 400k sort of middle edge pick. I might even have a bit of a look at that myself, just quietly. Pasifiki Tonga at 300k, really good break even. Doesn't play next week is the only downside, but if you want to downgrade, I think he is probably the best downgrade option, particularly at 300k. Jacob Kiraz, a keeper in the centres or even at wing fullback. Obviously, if you can leave it as late as possible just to make sure he's not covering for Brian Toto, otherwise bring him in with confidence. Jermaine Osako, so a lot of people keen on him. He does the goal kicking and stuff, which is great, but don't have the bases there. I will have a look at his stats since we haven't looked at a few today, and it seems to be working out all right. So yeah, like 500k, it's just that awkward price. Like obviously the break even's nice, but if you have a look at his stats, because again he plays a wing every week, he has a couple of big games, but then there's a lot of 20s in between. So I probably prefer Tommy Turbo for 100k cheaper. Or, Tallis Duncan for 50k cheaper if you're not necessarily needing a wing fullback. Well, actually, if you're bringing him in this week, you are needing a wing fullback. So, yeah, Tommy Trbojevic over Osako. Isaiah Katoa, I think he's a keeper in the half, so you can bring him in comfortably. Ewan Aitken, so there's been another one with the forward reshuffle's been really good. Probably just the price point's a little bit too high. I guess, you look at his second row stats, he does pump out keeper prices, keeper scores, I should say. So, yeah, maybe you could. I've already got Kalamatangi, Couchman, Josh Curran sort of at that price point. I wouldn't mind this next guy, Jacob Preston. It's probably just the price is a bit prohibitive, but he got to that price for a reason. He can score. But if you've got the cash, treat yourself to a bit of Jakey Preston. Josh Curran, he's sort of like the poorer version of Clyde Matungi Couchman, but I already got on, so happy with that. Herbie Farnworth, particularly if you're a KL Hero owner, nice easy flip to Herbie Farnworth. I think that's keeper in the centres, great pick. Ruben Garrick, so the dual position's handy. What's the price like? I haven't looked at his price either. 560k. So I guess people just hoping that he does score big against the Titans. So I guess at that price, you might be priced out of Akiraz, Farnworth. So why not Ruben Garrick? And Kurt Donahue, so my man. I like the role, playing the 13 role, particularly with Tommy Gilbert out. It sounds like Max Platt's out for a while. So he could really, make that spot his own, and he's that hard-working, just tough nut. A bit like Max Platt in the past. Could pump out some big scores and offer some cheeky value in the halves hooker position. So on the who's not list, got Tamale injured on the bye. Yep, he can go. Thanks for your service. Isaiah Yongi doesn't play this week all round 18. So I think, him to Tommy Travojevic is great. Even him to Osako is probably a positive move. If you can go up to Drinkwater, that's great. Kautoga, yeah, he's again another one probably done his job for us, so he can go. Zach Hosking not playing this week, so he can go. Joe Tarpany, obviously, if you can't hold all these big money mids, he may regrettably have to go. Payne Haas, copy and paste what I just said. Rob Toyer, the fixture isn't great for him with Origin and buys for the Roosters, so he can go. Nathan Cleary probably only plays one of the next four, so he can go. Kalen Ponga just hasn't been doing it this year for fantasy, so he can go. Eero injured can go. Riley Smith, another one who's done a job for us, but yeah, he can go. Jamal Fogarty, I think he's a keeper, so probably a hold. Obviously, if you've got him and Cleary and maybe like a Luke Metcalf, he'd probably be the one I trade first in that situation. Um, but you probably get more out of him than Nathan Cleary, to be fair. So maybe just straight hold on Fogarty. Jesse Arthurs, so maybe a few people thought he was going to go all right at fullback. I didn't actually see how he went. I don't think it was anything earth-shattering. Yeah, clearly not if we're trading him out. So, I mean, so that's right, Reece Walsh is back. So he reverted back to the wing. So that might be why people are jumping off. Forgot about Reece Walsh. Also on the bye this week. Corey Horsburgh on the bye this week can go. And Lehigh Hopewadi, I guess, probably, we probably have him as a keeper type option at wing fullback. So you may have to let him go. So those are the trade-ins, trade-outs. In terms of my team, I originally wasn't going to do any trades, but I sort of had a look at a few other teams. I saw that people have got a lot less trades than I have for the next couple of rounds, and I know I'm going to have to use some in round 16. Round 17, I should be okay. I'm still only got the 3 Roosters, so we should be able to hold then. But then that puts us in a really good position to hit round 18 and 19 super hard. And then we get our additional trades anyway. So I think because I'm in a pretty good position, I can afford to use some trades. And the one trade I did do was Iongi to Kurt Donahue. So I talked about this in the Supercoach preview as well. I just like the role. I think he does have that capability. And I thought he'd be a bit more of a pod, but as a popular trade in this week, a few other people might be onto it. So it does make me a little bit of money too if I trade out for Iongi. And so you can see, I'll just quickly show the team here, but we'll do the full one. I've got 13. I've got 15 currently, which is pretty good. But I guess I am looking forward to next week And from those stats that I saw, I think I'm going to do a second trade. So pretty rare that I change my mind looking at the stats, but I think I can squeeze LKT and push him up to Tallis Duncan for 56. I think that's right. So yeah, so leaves me at 16k in the bank. So if I confirm that trade, so down to 9 trades, plus the additional 8 that we get. So still pretty good. And obviously Duncan will make a little bit more cash this week, and it also creates a bit less pressure for round 16. So currently, with there's the Dragons, Dogs, and Manly on the bye. So you can see basically these four are all on the bye. Kiraz is on the bye. Lawson's on the bye. So that's 6. Plus, it's pretty much confirmed that Yo and Cleary won't back up from Origin. So I'm probably already down to 13, and this is assuming Haas backs up. I think he's the only other backup player, which is pretty handy. So, it could be 12 or 13 next week without trades. Um, but, the original plan was to upgrade LKT next week. But I will probably would have been priced out of a Duncan, who I think is an upgrade. And I'm pretty sure I did need a middle or an edge. Well, actually, an edge or a centre. That's right, because Lucas was going to sort of move between. Um, I could have probably even done a wing fullback because Nwangani Tawase can flex a bit. Um, actually, he's going to be in the centres, so Lawson, Luke. Actually, I might have been right for next week. Where? Oh no, Kiraz is out. So Lawson's out too. Yeah, so Lucas needs to come to the centres. So yeah, I needed a middle or edge. So Duncan sort of suits for next week as well. Even though just looking at the team, he may not even get a run this week, which seems a bit weird. But just taking advantage of that break even, he'll make a bit of cash, and might make it a little bit easier to do a final upgrade. So it's a bit of an aggressive move, but I think I've got the trades to be able to afford that luxury, and I guess also upgrading Iongi to Donahue. Do have a bit of cover for wing fullback, not a lot. Probably would be nice. Oh, actually, I got Kiraz as well, so I probably got enough cover at wing fullback that I don't necessarily need Iongi in the squad, or need another wing fullback at this stage. So yeah, so that's the team this week. Kalamatangi and Couchman, I think, are the two obvious sort of options for my team. And just having a look. Guess the decision is probably Duncan or Nwangani Tawase. So, because obviously Lucas can come here, Duncan can come in. Don't really know what side of the field Duncan plays on, but I guess he's up against Kickout or Preston. So, yeah, don't know if the try scoring upside's there. Whereas Nwangani Tawase, particularly against the Knights, he could jag a try or two and make me look silly. So yeah, so it's a bit of a weird move bringing in a player who's not playing this week. But as I said, it's a slightly longer term strategy, um, and it's all thanks to footystatistics.com. So let's save the team, make sure it's all locked in, and we can wrap the video up there. So as always, if you've got any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to add them below this video. Give us a like if you enjoy the NRL Fantasy content. Subscribe for all the fantasy sports content on the channel. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.